Hello everyone. It has come to my attention that many of you do not like the way that I pronounce the name of this card. I have been calling this card Thalid for longer than many of you have been alive. For reference, it seems that most of you are convinced that this card is called Thalid. And some of you were so convinced of this fact that it had me questioning whether some sort of Mandela effect kind of thing was going on and one of us is just remembering incorrectly. So I decided to look into it further to see if it was like a regionalized thing, or if perhaps that this was something that had evolved over time where people who grew up around the same time that I did called it Thalid, and other people who grew up later called it Thalid. And what I discovered is I found content dating all the way back to 2013, which is when Modern Masters 1 was released, which is notable because that set was the one that first reprinted Thalid with brand new artwork that was quite different in terms of its style compared to Fallen Empires. So in this set review dating all the way back to 2013, you can hear Evan Irwin and Brad Nelson both say Thalid and also comment on how the art looks a little out of place compared to the other cards in the set.
And we have the most weird art of the set. I feel like that's what it feels
Listen
like.
to me, floppa, floppa, floppa,
Yeah.
floppa. Like, what?
You must save the princess.
I know, it just feels like why not Zoidberg at that point.
Sure, I mean,
Sure.
it's the most boring of all the Thalids.
And I struggled to find anything older than that to be able to reference how people would have said this card's name back before this Modern Masters set introduced the new artwork. The internet was in its adolescence back then, and a lot of things didn't get recorded, and some things have just simply been deleted or removed. But that got me thinking that something weird is going on here. I have memories of people saying Thalid, but I can't find anything confirming it. And the artistic shift in the newer version of Thalid makes it look like this innocuous little guy, compared to the Fallen Empires versions, which are comparatively horrific and obviously intelligent creatures, given that one of them is seen literally using a tool. And then it hits me. People are saying Thalid, Thalid, Thalid. It sounds like salad with a lisp. So there's this subtle psychological effect where you have this innocuous looking little guy and you are being subliminally messaged with salad. Alright, so let's go down the rabbit hole together here. Beginning around 2013, someone at Wizards of the Coast clearly had an agenda to make the lids appear less intelligent, less menacing, and to shift the linguistics around the word by removing all evidence of how it was previously pronounced. To do what? Convince people to eat more salads? But what if it wasn't about eating more salads? What if it was about what people are eating less of while they're eating more salads? Salads are generally made up of plants, one of the 6 taxonomic kingdoms in biology, and one of the other 6 taxonomic kingdoms is fungi. So I think the through line is starting to emerge. I can't quite put my finger on exactly what is going on and why, but I think I have a fairly strong head start to get to the bottom of this. Hey folks, so I'm actually recording this in my car right now. I don't feel safe recording this in, at my desk. I think a lot of people kind of know where I am, and so I'm on the move is what I'm getting at. And yeah, so I'm recording this on my phone, so if the audio sounds a little bit off, that's what's going on. But I felt like I need to get this out, published into the world, in case anything happens. So I've been doing some research into different types of fungus in my kind of investigation of the Thalid conspiracy, and one that kind of struck me as particularly unusual was Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, which is better known as the zombie ant fungus. And this is a parasitic fungus that it reproduces by attaching its spores to living ants. And this is going to sound borderline unbelievable, but the fungus hijacks the ant's nervous system and then uses the ant as a means of a means of transporting the spores to a better location to infect other ants. So we already have credible information that fungus creatures are capable of taking over the minds of other organisms to use those organisms to do their bidding. And we don't know anything about where thalids come from or how they reproduce. And we've seen people are being manipulated, that people have forgotten even just how to say the word thalid. I'm still trying to continue my research into this thalid conspiracy that I've uncovered, but in case I can't complete the research, I've set things up so that this will automatically upload in case anything were to happen to me. So let's run with this theory. The thalids infect somebody with the spores, and that person acts as a sleeper agent where it is not obvious to other people that they are being controlled, and that the mechanism of reproducing for thalids is to take that person and have them gain influence and exposure to additional people and continue the spread. So we have to consider the worst case scenario here. So who is the most influential person in the Magic the Gathering ecosystem? Who has the most influence? It's Mark Rosewater. So the question is what is Mark's end game here? What is the Thalid's end game? I think that, you know, it seems obvious that Mark has had exposure to other influential people in the Magic the Gathering space. So any number of people could be compromised with the spores at this point. But that's incremental, small-scale spread. The Thalids, they've been in hiding for so long, they must be going for like a full-blown takeover. Guys, there's a van following me. I think I need to get off the road. Oh, for God's sake, somebody's blocked me off! No. I need more time. God damn it, I need more time! It's the foils! They've been perfecting the humidity level for the spores! The foils, they curl because of humidity! Don't open the packs! He's put spores in the packs! Mark has put spores in the packs! Don't open the packs! Don't open the packs!